Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Hopefully, we got the data back earlier. I was trying to do a couple lives of music, right? And every time I would do it, it would glitch and then it would turn off. So I had to end that short. It kind of irritated me. Um, but I think we're back to normal aspect with the data over here. So I did a video a little bit back. Denver Chicano gangs beef with Sureños out here in the Denver Metro and in the prison system. Now, I have explained this before, right? Um, when I was growing up, what's up with it, LA Original? Mile high salute to you, Rada. You know what it is, man. You know what it is, man. Charger K all day. Charger bashing with a passion. Nah, but Mile high salute to you, man. It's always good to have you around, the homie. So let's get to this, bro. And I'm gonna be 100% all the way around on this. I'm not gonna be biased. I'm gonna tell you from my experiences and just a little history, right? So when I'm growing up, and this is the truth, when I'm growing up, the whole city of Denver, right? If you want to say per se, the whole city, every single gang actually warred or said they warred with Sureños. They used to say this was a SK zone in Denver because we didn't have Sureños. And the reason why the Denver Metro was like that and was such bias against Sureños is because out here in Denver, we don't see them. But when you get to the penitentiary, you're going to see Sureños from every city. And like I said in previous videos, the Sureños, when it comes to their politics, they push a line to a point. They make people hate them. You know what I'm saying? On the yards, they're activated and they're pressing a line to, you know what I'm saying, to make it hard on other cars. So a lot of fools didn't like that style. Denver is more, if you want to base it off of anything, a lot of the aspect, like there's Northside fools, NSMs, there's different hoods from, you know what I'm saying, northern Colorado, northern Denver Metro, that, you know what I'm saying, they would say have more of a northern Cali swag, have more of a northern Cali style. They didn't do the SA stuff out here. So, you know what I'm saying? When it boils down to it, a lot of individuals didn't like Sureños. That's just the bottom line. So we didn't have a presence, but when you get to the penitentiary, you're definitely gonna see Sureños. So let's answer some of these questions, right? Um, we were never on racial shit out here either. There was not racial tensions. There was not gang race wars. There was none of that. I grew up, bro, my whole life, never seen a racial war out here between, you know what I'm saying, this neighborhood going to war with this neighborhood because of racial tension. Now, in the east side, you got Mexicans and blacks. So, of course, the gangs, they're going to actually get into it, but it was never over like a race war per se. Do you know tagging crews? Remember I did that video over there, man? ECK. Yeah, I knew some of them fools. ATC, ECK. I actually did a video for you, bro, about ECK a little bit back. Um, so the homie TJ, and it's good to see you, Derek. I ain't seen you around, man. I hope you're good out there in the East Coast. Mall High salute. The homie TJ, he asked this question right here, right? Um, TJ 562. Hey man, question. Do Sureños or Chicano gang cars in Colorado set politics against eating with blacks like they do in California? What up, Amal High 5280? Now, I'm going to say like this. When you go to the penitentiary, especially out here, people are going to say that Colorado's politics are a little more lenient when it comes to racial tensions. The reason why is because when I fell in the early 2000s, bro, they were not pushing the line on racial tensions. Like, it was not an automatic that you go to the penitentiary and if you're Mexicano, you have to ride with a Mexican gang. That's not how it was in Colorado. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's 100% the truth. There's no fabrication on that. I seen Chicano Crips. I seen white Crips. I seen Asian Crips. I seen black Sureños. I seen black Northsiders. It was more about your organization. It was more about your gang. The gangs ran the prison systems out here. It was not even about older numbers. It was about the gang you was from. So, you know what I'm saying? Technically, why are too many Eggers in the West, West Coast, and more in Denver? All they do is copy and paste. Well, you got to understand, like, the generations copy and paste. Everybody copies and pastes something, my homie. You know what I'm saying? Gang culture. So, you know, in California, let's take it per se. A lot of the black folks with all these lowriders, if you want to say, they copied and paste the Mexican culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody copies and pastes. I don't know the Egger situation. I don't really know like everything about the Egger situation. I just see these youngsters, they like that Egger. And a lot of these fools, they're going out their way to, you know what I'm saying, shoot stuff up. And they got them Egger haircuts. They will kill you in an instant. The Eggers are going to kill you, you know. But everybody copies and pastes. I seen Cali fools copy and paste Chicago fools. I seen Chicago fools. I see New York fools copy and paste Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pandemic. Everybody is gonna definitely copy and paste something. It's just generations, you know. So that's the truth. I mean, you know, to be honest, people in Colorado DOC, it was never like when I was in prison, it was never, they didn't really push the racial aspect. Now everybody's going to have their cars, and every gang is going to have their cars. Every gang's going to press their line. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, there was, you know, black Sudanos. There was black Northside fools. There was white Crips. There were Mexican Crips, Mexican Bloods, white Bloods. And not one fool got tripped off because that's what they represented. That was their organization. So that now stuff is different. I hear that it's hella different. I hear that it's way different now. I hear that the politicking now that, you know, when I first filed, to be honest, and I said this before, the North had a lot of problems. Norteños had a lot of problems. Now I'm hearing from multiple people, they've actually kind of squashed their situations to actually have more power with the gente, Mexicanos. So they're not really tripping like that no more, like when I actually fell. But when I fell, it was a no bueno with Norteños. Like, Norteños had it bad. You know, Northside Mafia fools had it bad also. And I grew up with the NSMs. Like, I know some NSMs and some riders from NSM. So it was hard for me to see that. So when this question is asked, is there a green light if you actually eat with blacks? Now I'm gonna say like this: ain't no car gonna eat amongst each other. Like in DOC, you're gonna have tables at the chow hall. It's gonna be Crip tables. It's gonna be the blood tables. It's gonna be GKI tables. It's gonna be the Northside tables, the Sureño tables, the white boy tables, the Paisa tables. And you sit down with your car. You don't sit down with everybody else. That will set off a riot in DOC if you sat down at somebody's tables. If you sat down at the Paisa, you're not a Paisa, and you sit out them 4 tables that the Paisas have their tables, they're going to tell you one time, you can't sit here. These are Paisa tables. So nobody's going to eat with each other. They're not going to eat off each other's plates. And even when they spread, even when you spread in the unit, there's not going to be a gang that offers their spread to another gang. So that eliminates all that eating behind there. You know, black folks, their gangs and the Crips and Bloods are not going to go to the GKIs and eat a spread after the GKIs. They're going to spread amongst their self, and nobody's going to offer to another car. That's just how it goes. So I never really seen some, you know what I'm saying, one gang give a spread to another gang, bro. Like they're not going to do that. Everybody's going to spread amongst their hood. You know what I'm saying? What's up with it, man? What are the Queef fans hiding since? I know, and they're about to leave Kansas City, Missouri. So yeah, like I said, there's not really a green light on that. Like, I haven't heard nobody actually go to war because they were eating with another race and another gang. But like I said, ain't no gang's gonna just spread and then give other gangs their food. That's not how it goes. I never, in one time in my whole time of being in prison, 7 years, I never seen a racial war out here in Denver, in Colorado. I never seen all blacks go to war with all Mexicans or all blacks go to war with all whites. I never seen that. That's just like something that people make up. Now, I seen a whole gang, like a whole neighborhood, go to war with this neighborhood, and I seen these fools go to war with these fools from this other gang, but never it was, oh, we're all the Mexicans, we're going to go to war with all the blacks, or we're the blacks and we're going to go to war with all the whites. I never seen a racial war like that, bro, ever, ever. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of a myth. Like, people just get that. I think people be putting extras. Now, in other places in other states, definitely Arizona, California, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's on their own politic, but Colorado was never on that. It was always just about your gang. It was about your organization. It was about your hood. If you're a rider and you're from that organization, I never seen nobody get checked off the yard because they were a Mexican blood or a Mexican Crip, unless they have enemigos and enemies, and then them fools are tripping. That's just the bottom line. Now, California, they say that shit. Definitely, they say, hey, if you're a white Crip, you're going to get killed. But there's actually examples of white Crips in California, Mexican Crips in California on compounds. The difference is, and this is the real difference, and this is real talk, is if you're going to handle that business when that target gets put on your back. Because when a war pops off, you're going to be the first fool that has a green light out on your head. And are you going to go to war and kill over your beliefs? Are you going to go to war and kill over your cripping or your blood? Or if you're a blood, are you going to go to war and be on the front line and start sticking fools? Now, I know 100% fool that was in prison on level 4s that's whiter than the whitest fool out there. He looks like a wood. His name's Snow Rock, and he was knocking fools out on them level 4s in California, and he's white. I know a couple Mexicans that were on them yards. So, like, it happens. It's not the common stuff in Cali, but I mean, not everybody that's been in them situations just folded. There's fools out of kill for their shit. And out here, and it's the same thing, you know. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to have a target. Definitely, fools might not like that. And if a war pops off, you might be the first one that they're coming at. So you better just be ready. But you know what you signed up for, too. You know, it comes with the territory. It comes with that territory. That's the bottom line. NSMs could take over the prison if they teamed up. The thing about it is, Mall High. The NSMs, like, they're shorthanded with numbers, my homie. And they don't have really a lot of NSMs everywhere. Now, Sureños are everywhere. That's why their numbers were so big. You know, if they team up, like I said, they teamed up with the Denver card. They were actually right. They actually survived and they actually put in work. You know, no troll shit. But why is it a big no to eat candy bar left on? Well, this is the thing. If a predator puts a candy bar on your bed, and he's a predator, he's going to want sexual favors. So if you ever go to prison and somebody gives you a candy bar and he just puts it on your bed, don't take the candy bar, because later down the road, he's going to say, hey, you owe me for that candy bar. And it's going to come out of sexual favors. Much love from Denver North. You know what it is GKI, a big Denver gang. GKI is probably a mega Denver gang, but a lot of their numbers came from prison. A lot of them fools came from the penitentiary, you know. That's where they got a lot of their numbers. But 2005, GKIs got indicted. They got indicted in the early 2000s. And I'm going to tell you like this, the original Gs, a lot of them fools went through some shit with their homies not keeping it solid. And some people told, and a lot of Gs denounced the G. And you got a lot of Gs everywhere now because it was a prison thing. They got the numbers from the penitentiary. So some cars have black and Mexican mixed together, like a Crip car have. Yeah, so this is the thing is out here in Colorado, if you're from East Denver, if you're from the east side of Denver, homie, you're going to be, and you're a Crip, you're going to ride with the east side Crips. You're not going to be separated from the east side Crips. Out here, the separation is Cali fools and Denver fools. East side Denver fools, they're not going to program with the Cali Crips, even though they're Crips. They're from California. The Crips out here that got the keys for the most part out here are East Side Denver Crips, because the East Side Denver Crips are going to be the more numbers because it's our backyard, and they're not going to take orders from no Cali fool, even though they're Crips. You're either going to fall in line with the Colorado Crip car, and that can consist of Mexicans, Chicky 30s, Brick Cities, OGCs. And those are all Mexican Crip hoods. Looney Ace Crips, they got Mexican members. they're going to actually ride together when it's a whole Crip car together. Because like I said, it's not going to be separated when it comes to the Crips like that. You know what I'm saying? And now you're going to see with that might be a time where they spread because it's the Crip, it's the revolution from the east side. And that's the thing is, man, it's like there's not really that rules and regulations installed in DOC out here. That's just the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like I said, my main homies, bro, were east side Denver fools on the yards. And, many were black folks. My Sallies were OG homies. My main homies, front hook Compton Crips too. The Boogie Bass and Ponytail. Those was my riders. And they were going to war 100% over my name. They were not going to let me get touched. And them fools are some real life killers. You know what I'm saying? And that, yeah. So, that's the thing, because this is the thing is too, that has been installed, my homie. Like there's actually fools that try to say this is a Mexican Crip car. This is a Mexican Crip car. We only mess with the Mexican Crips. And you know how long that lasts? That's not going to last unless you're messing with all the lokes, because now you're going to have Mexican Bloods on your helmet. You're going to have the black Crips that are like, you're trying to emulate the car, the revolution. And then you're going to have a target because they're going to say you're a race trader. So it's not smart to try to say, hey, we're Mexican Crip car. That's not going to be smart whatsoever. What's good, Chad? What up, George? A lot of crazy people in prison. Definitely. There's headhunters, bro. There's headhunters. You think NSMs is short-handed because the younger generation is not. No, I'm not saying that. Like out here, they have a lot of homies. Northside Mafia goes through like the whole North Denver. But what I'm saying is the reason why they're short-handed is because they didn't branch off to other cities. There's not Northside Mafia in Pueblo. There's not Northside Mafia in Greeley. There might be little homies. There's not Northside Mafia in Los Animas, Grand Junction. Sureños is in all them cities, bro. They have Sureños in every single city. And now even out here in Denver, which when I was growing up, that was a no bueno. But you have Sureños in Aurora, Montbello. So Sureños, they're deep in. Even if they beef, when they go to prison, bro, they're all gonna ride as one gang. They're all gonna ride as one gang. So they outnumber a lot of like the gangs, the Chicano gangs and the Mexicano gangs, because they're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a question from the homie. Like I said, no car is gonna make a spread and just go to another car and be like, hey, you want to eat this spread with us? Nobody's gonna do that, because everybody's on their own politics. People, like, when you're in prison, you stay to your own politics. I didn't go out there and try to be cool with everybody from every car, because I know once it popped off, I'm not trying to befriend your ass. So why befriend you? Because if we get into it, I'm not going to try to have feelings towards you. It's go time. That's how I felt. And that's how a lot of people feel. Let's see. This is another one from NK. Oh, dang, he's disrespecting. So we're not going to read that right there. See, and a lot of fools knew that. Like, see what he says? He says, real talk, the whole Denver Metro pushes SK, meaning Sureño Killer. So this is another fool, Mike Jess. I remember in Delta, they started up the BS Denver car. Southside still deep than them clowns. And there's a lot of fools that they're gonna always go off their politics. Now, I'm gonna say like this. This is the honest truth. When the Denver car established and the Denver car came together and they were riding, and it was not a power trip. The Denver car actually had a lot of power. I seen Sureños when they had equal numbers and they had numbers that were lesser than the Denver car, the Sureños' whole persona and attitudes kind of just piped down and just like quieted down. They were not really activated like you see when they have a lot of numbers. They were not pressing. I seen a fool come to Trinidad and he had a whole SK on his neck. In every other prison, he would have got pressed and they would have told that fool to take that tattoo off his neck. He was walking around with the SK on his neck, and not one Sureño actually got to tripping because it was equal numbers or it was less numbers. So when the Denver car put their clamps on that and they fully got active, I mean, the Sureños really couldn't do nothing, really. You know what I'm saying? And that. And north side Denver is still active. Which part of Denver is still active? I mean, there's a couple parts, but they regenified our neighborhoods, moved white folks to the neighborhoods. My neighborhood, it used to be the killer zone, 5 Points Denver, the 5 Point District, the east side. Now you got white folks walking through all throughout there. But the active parts of Denver is still the Westwoods because everybody moved to the Westwoods. So you go outside and you might see your enemies. Like you could walk outside and see Bloods, Crips, G's, Northsiders, Southsiders, ODs, Inca Boys, AKs, all in the Westwoods. And that's why a lot of shit goes down in the Westwoods. You know what I'm saying? Vegas got fake gangsters. Is there more Inca Boys? Nah, Inca Boys are LPPs now. A lot of the Inca Boys from back in the day turned into LPPs when they went to the penitentiary, and that became the primary gang to them fools as LPPs. What up, Holmes? What's going on, my homie Mikey's Rural? What's up? Thorin City Players. What up, Big George? The original NSM still used the white and black rags. That's the original NSMs. No lie. Is FVP from the Columbine projects? Yeah, yeah, that area right there, right? Buyers over there by Alameda, by the hamburger stand, the old school food stamp office. It's all in that area by Federal going down. That's all Buyers Hood. Like that's the Buyers Hood neighborhood. But then again, you know, everybody's moved everywhere. You catch a lot of Bloods over there too, because the whole West Side gonna have Bloods. You know, so to get back to this question, that was a question. Let's see. Denver's not big enough to really war with homies. He's talking about Sureños. He's saying Denver is not big enough to war with the Sureños. If we want it, we could overtake. Now, I understand Sureños are big, but you're not going to come to everybody's neighborhood and overtake because there's too many young shooters. You're not going to come to people's neighborhoods and overtake. It don't matter how deep you are. You're not going to come to a Denver neighborhood and just overtake. If you do that, you're going to have war with everybody, not just Mexicans. You're going to have war with the black gangs out there too. So, you know, and ain't nobody going to just allow you to, you know what I'm saying, take over their hoods, bro. There's killers from all these hoods, bro. And these young fools, you're going to have a lot of dead homies on dead homies. That's just the bottom line, to be truthful. Let me see. Do you know anything about Sheridan? That's from the homie Rex. Yeah, Sheridan became an active ass block out there, a boulevard. It depends on what part of Sheridan. You know, if you go to Colfax and Sheridan, all gangbang central, fentanyl central, fentanyl alley. You're gonna go out there and everybody's gonna be off of blues. Federal and Colfax, all the way down to Hamden. You know, all the way down to Hamden, you're gonna have people smoked out off of fentanyl, gangbang, because Sheridan, it runs north and south. So you're going to have it go through northern metro and you're going to have it going all the way through south. In every part, there's an area that there's a gang that actually is going to be over there. So yeah, that Sheridan gets active. Now, I would have to say now, because they regenified the whole Denver, Sheridan and Colfax, bro, that street, fools are getting chipped off. Fools are dying of overdoses. I lived over there, and I don't know how many fights, because I'm not from that area. I'm from the east side. But, bro, you go over there and you want problems, you're going to get some problems right there. I done fought in that liquor store, had to beat up some fools in the liquor store. I done fought in that alley by the 7-Eleven. I done smashed on some fools in the 7-Eleven. Like, that place done got shot up. In the last 3 years, people done got killed right there. So yeah, that Sheridan and Colfax area is pretty wild. Buyers Hood, yeah, Buyers Hood, them is the old school Southwest fools. Did the Columbine High School shooting happen in Colorado? Yes, it did. That's in Littleton, though. It's not in Denver. It's in the Denver metro, but it's gonna be like in the suburbs, bro. It's gonna be far out of like downtown Denver. It's gonna be in the suburbs. And I remember actually being a little kid when it happened. I'm gonna do a story on the Columbine high school shooting too, because that's actually in the Colorado history. But they locked down all the schools, bro. They locked down every single school that day, and it was wild. You know what I'm saying? Sun Valley area, it was a very turned up neighborhood at one time, but they knocked down all the projects over there. There's no more low income Sun Valley projects. It's all condominiums. They're moving all transplants over there now. So it's not really as active as it used to be. But once you get on the Decatur side of where the bus stop by the stadium, there's a neighborhood called, that's the Westridge area. It used to be, that's like Don Moose Central. That little bus stops, you're gonna see little bloods. I don't know if they're over there no more because a couple fools got shot right there too. But that's like Blood Central right there. Littleton, yes, it happened in a rich area, unknown. Definitely, it was crazy. It was crazy, bro. They went in there and they didn't start shooting up everything. What's up with Chubby's? Is that the go-to spot? Now, Chubby's, that's original north side. Like when you hear about the north side, that's the foundation of the north side. Chubby's area, the Quake Newton projects, that's all north side. They remodeled Chubby's. It's not like the old restaurant that you probably remember. They made a whole different building for it. It's not on the corner no more. It's kind of backed up, but Chubby's was the spot. Club, it was the club. After you hit the club 2 a.m, you want to go get you some Chubby's, get you some chili cheese fries, man. You know what I'm saying? It was cracking over there. I lived on 44th and Mariposa, deep in the Quake Newtons. Yeah. Shout out to the homies over there, man. And I remember being over there. when the Nutties were deep, bro. The Nutties were super deep. And they came out like 30 deep. Them for NSMs, they were super deep, bro. They came out like the jungles. Hey, Nuz, you know somebody over here, Nuz? I'm like, bro, yeah, I know the homies that live right here. I was burned down though. I got the burner on me, but they had that shit. They had that shit secured. I said, oh yeah, they setting it off over here. East side, yes, north side, yeah. And that's the crazy. If you know anything too, a lot of north side and east side, they have families. They actually had family members from both of them neighborhoods. A lot of the north and east, I have family that are from the north. A lot of north siders I know have family that were from the east side. Every school, even in Denver, majority of all the schools, bro. I'm not nowhere near the Columbine, and my school got locked down. We couldn't even leave the school that day. But then again, when something happens that big, they didn't know if there was shooters. They didn't know if they were going to domino effect shooters, and you know what I'm saying, the Denver Metro. But they locked down all of they locked down all of it, bro. Definitely. All right, let's go over some more of these questions. Do you know anything about Sheridan? This is from the homie Murder Tank. It says, isn't F-13 out in South Denver? I heard of a clique called Polo Clique or something. So I never ran into Florencia, but I do know some fools that are on my comment section that are Florencias. They're from a clique out in Southwest by the Brentwoods, Sheridan and Evans and Federal. So that's where the Florencias are supposed to be. If you know anything about Florencia, gang, that's a big hood out in California. So maybe they branched their hood out here. And I don't know if it's intertwined with the Polo Clique. Polo Clique was just like, I guess maybe some fools that were jacking cars. It was like a car jack ring out here. But yeah, they have a presence, they say, Florencias. Decatur Station was crazy place, active. Yeah, I've been over there. You know what I'm saying? Sliding through. A little story, and I'm not going to get too into it. When we got into it with that side of town, bro, we crept all through. It was easy to find the enemies because they're all out, and you always can spot them. We was up and down them blocks, and it was, if we ran into you and you were from certain areas, oh, bro, it was bad for you. Let's just say that. They have a video on YouTube of Columbine. Yeah, man, that's a crazy shooting, man. A lot of people died. Innocent people. Definitely. What's goody, bro? Just subbed you up last night. You putting on for Denver. Let's go, man. I appreciate the sub. I appreciate the love and support, bro. Colorado based state business. You putting the light on the city. Yeah, you know what it is, man. I appreciate the support, man. I appreciate you, bro. My homie Kev, let's get it. I went to Horseman Travis School across from the Quake Newans, always on lockdown back in the day. Yeah, because that was like original projects. Now, when you come out here and everybody knows, all my Denver natives, man, everybody from Denver, you're going to have original projects. You're going to have the Westwood projects, the old school Yellows, the old school Reds, the Stapleton projects, Curtis Park projects, Arapahoe Court projects, the East Villages for my East Side homies, the Quake Newtons, Village 88, Thornton projects. You had, Terra Village, homie. Like, those are main project buildings that they tore a lot of that stuff down. The only original project housing now, I would have to say, is Westwoods and the Newtons. And now they got them new ones by Mariposa or over there by Aurora campus. They still got them up, but it's not like the old projects, man. Salute. What up, sis? Mile High salute. You know what it is. Let's go. I know some F-13s, but they in Green Valley Ranch. So they might have a click out there too. My homie, in Green Valley. That's where a lot of, I guess, yeah, that fool that got shot, the rapper, he was from Florencia. Yeah, so they might have a squad of fools out there in Green Valley Ranch in Montbello, because that's where the Sureños was. That's where the old Sureños was. They were always in Montbello and Aurora. My kids went to Horseman, man, when we stayed in the Quigs. Yeah, you know what it is. Memories. Let's go. The Village 88 is still there. Yeah, they still there. I actually have some stories about the Village 88, 84th and Washington area, bro. I didn't know it was active over there, but they do get active. Old Chubby's was way better than when you actually had to wait for your food. Hey, because you waited and it made it all better. You know what I'm saying? So let's go through a couple more of these questions. Shout out to all my Denver natives, man. I appreciate all you guys. Let's see what this says. I tune into your channel because you tell it how it is. Southside gangs are in all parts of Colorado. So, of course, together they outnumber all the gangs. Most definitely. They can't keep that shit in LA. So this is like the homie, this fool right here. I don't know, he says TBS, besides Crips and Blood sets in the NSI, never has smoked with any other Denver sets. So basically, he's saying Sureños really didn't have no beef with anybody besides Crips, Bloods, and NSMs. GKI showed them love. Now, there was a war that popped off with the G's and the Sureños in DOC out here. They actually set it off, I think, in Lyman, and they were tripping for a minute. So that was actually a war that popped off between Sureños and GKIs. And at the time, the G's were that was when they were the strongest, was that time frame. Some Incas, but not too much. They are a dead hood now. BAP doesn't really beef with us either. So, hey, that's crazy because I just did that. I did that actual thing on BAP. Shout out to the Bab Dogs. That's what's up. So this dude said right here, like it or not, usually Sureño hoods in Colorado are isolated. I always wonder who they beef with. Aurora, Montbello, Colorado Springs, where the rappers was from. Trinidad, Las Cuantas are the ones I can think of off the top of my head, where they are in the areas with zero opposition aside from the one transplants who may move in the area. So that's another thing is too, and he made a good point. This is from the homie Goblin Mob. The homie Goblin Mob. In them neighborhoods, and that's a real deal, and that's real facts. In them areas, there's not really opposition for them to actually trip. So a lot of the Sureños, they trip with each other. And that's probably the biggest organization in them neighborhoods. So definitely, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have the numbers. There's not, like, for a long time, Pueblo, that was a Sureño city. And there was some Crip hoods out there, Cali Parks, UCs. They have some Crip sets out there, but a lot of them fools bang Sureño. That was the face, the population. They didn't really have Northside fools out there whatsoever. And there was no Bloods when I was growing up in Pueblo. No Bloods. No Northsiders and no Bloods. It was all blue. It was a blue flag city. Sureños and Crips. That's all. And now it's switched over and there's different aspect. What up, babe? What's going on? Wifey's home. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a live, love.
Hola.
Hola. She's home. Queen Bronco. Let's go. Let's see. Okay, let's go right here. Sorry, I missed some of these questions. My bad. It says, we stated for the okay. I went to school with a dude from Florencia in high school. That fool stayed getting into fades, but Brody was strapped. And that's one thing. So if you know anything about Florencia hood in California, they're active Sureño hood. Those are real those are the stamp Sureños, definitely, because they run for the bigger dudes in prison. That's like their main dudes. They got jacked. Florencia gang got jacked from East Coast Crips. And when I say East Coast Crips, I'm not talking about New York Crips. I'm talking about East Coast Crip hood out in, east side of Los Angeles. And they had a war with the Crips. And now these Crips were battle prone to war. They were actually killers. And these fools went to war and they had a bloody war. So their main enemies was Crips. That was their main enemy in California, was the Crips, Florencia. So they're battle prone hood, definitely. What's the go-to spot for food in Denver for an out-of-towner? I mean, I'm going to say like this. A lot of people say that Colorado don't have no taste and we ain't got no original restaurants. Go to Columbine Steakhouse. Fire, homie. You want some good steak? Colorado Steakhouse. Fire. They got a potato plate with some steak, some corn. That's a Colorado base right there. You go to, in every hood, they're going to have every hood's going to have their main spot. So if you go to the north side, you got to go to Chubby's, you know what I'm saying? Get them hot chili cheese fries with chicharrones. If you go to the east side, our main spot was the Creamery, Old School Creamery. You got Old School Mexico City restaurant. That's a Colorado base. There's a couple, man. I'll have to base some. I'm gonna do a review on some restaurants out here, man. All high salute to it. When Broncos won the Super Bowl in 2015, a lot of people shooting in the air in the Quags. Hey, that's when everybody was the happiest, man. You know what I'm saying? We was turning up. Let's go, Broncos country. Let's do it, man. Denver based. They had a spot that was better than Chubby's across the street from, fire food. I know where you talk about too, man. Let's see. The homie Manny, what's good with it, fam? All high salute to you, Rada. Me being a former, just a familiar NF soldier, it's true. Sureños have the number. I don't bang anymore, but gotta give the respect to them. They do, and that's one thing I'll say like this, man. The northern familia, man. A lot of Norteños, especially from that aspect, their combat. They knew how to do strategy, man. They knew how to put in work. So they were outnumbered a lot of different aspects, and they put in work. Now, out here, it was just hard for them to actually get an advantage because they really didn't want to take orders from NSMs. They felt like they were the big homies of the North, and NSMs are Denver fools. But when it comes to Colorado, the NSMs really have the North on lock, if you want to say, so a lot of the Northerners and Norteños, they really were just like on their own, bro. And that's why they got like the blues a lot, definitely out here. Let me see. Mile High, I was definitely there. Let's go. Mile High salute. Joseph, what's up, man? Do a story on Ice Mike. Who's that, man? Are we talking about who's that? I might have to, man. We're gonna have to see real quick. Nino Boy has a channel. The homie is from East Coast. Yeah, he's East Coast Crip all the way. Tapping in. Denver Metro Gangster. What's up, Rada? I know I seen that YouTube channel. No Joe, what's up, my homie? Hey, it's good to see you, my homie. My high salute. Little Traviso, one of them made it alive in Denver. The county would have been a different story. He would have got super he would have got pressed. It was, I'd say this, like when I was going, a lot of Sureños that hit that county, especially if you were in some buildings, yeah, they didn't really have, they had to fight. They definitely had to get down because, you know, like I said, a lot of Denver hoods didn't like Sureños, bro. And I'm not even trying to hate, but everybody out here, like, you would hear them disrespect Sureños. They said it was a SK zone all the way out here because every hood really didn't like Sureños. They didn't like the style. They didn't like how them fools in the penitentiaries try to get active. So, you know, yeah, bro, Denver Metro Gangsters is fed. Dang, I didn't even know that, my homie. Ooh, I'm not messing with that no more. Get you in the building. Let's go. Florencia is one of the deepest in LA. Them and East Coast Crips were tearing shit up, both sides. In the end, there was no winners. Yeah, because the thing about it is they started killing everybody. If you were a random black fool walking down the street, you better not have braids and a white t-shirt because you was about to get your shit chipped. They were killing people left and right. And so was the East Coast Crips. East Coast Crips technically they're all combat. They're like a combat hood, bro. They're battle prone. They went to war with the Grapes. They went to war with the Main Street. They went to war with Hoovers. And they've got a lot of W's. So they're a deep hood. They're a deep Crip hood in California. But the Sureños, you know, the Florencias, bro, they have like many different cliques. So does East Coast Crip too, though. But you know, it was a crazy war. What up, views to go? What's good with it, Rada? I'm originally a Bowsider. Let's go, all my Bowside homies. Small high salute. What about when Denver fools go to the feds? Why do they click up with? Who do they click up with? AZ is clicked up with Cali. So that's the thing about it is, bro, is like they have a Colorado car, like the whole Colorado car rides together because they're so outnumbered in the feds. So like anybody from Colorado, they're basically gonna have their own car, Colorado car, but it's not sized up of the big proportions of Cali or anything. So they say I done heard they say that Colorado has to stick together pretty tough because sometimes just having the lower numbers, you know, people basically they try to take advantage of that. Michael Ash, okay, yeah, mall high salute to the homie, OG homie. Yeah, I might do a story. I'm gonna get with the homie Ride. You know what I'm saying? He's from his neighborhood. You know, make sure it's a good aspect to chop it up about. You know, Michael Ashbury Psych. Rest in peace to the homie. Hell yeah, that place is bomb. Santiago's fire. I just ate some Santiago's burritos too. Fire. You're not from Denver, Thug. If you never heard of the Summer of Violence. Yeah, Summer of Violence was our killer years. Now, Summer of Violence for me, I was a young kid, but I was in the projects at the time, and I remember not being able to go outside because everybody was shooting each other. You couldn't even go outside after 5 o'clock. Like you had to be in the house because the gangs were tripping. Everybody was sliding through the projects. Everybody was dumping on each other. A lot of people died in the Summer of Violences out here in Colorado. Those were years like if you have homies from the Summer of Violences and they made it and they were gang banging, it was like they were the blessed because a lot of people dropped in the Summer of Violence years. It was messed up, definitely. Does Commerce City got any Crip sets out there? I know they got some dumb moves. Commerce City got the KIs, Killers in Action. They like a East Side Commerce City Crip hood. And then when I was growing up, actually, there was some Rowan 30s, Chicano Rowan 30 Crips out there. And they had some chickies out there also that were Commerce City Crips. But for the most part now, you know, besides the KIAs, it's a lot of Commerce City Bloods, LGBs. And they have a gang that's actually called Commerce City Blood. You know, Color hit in 88. Colors. Charles Moroma was last to Denver doing it. That went to the feds. Big Kingpin. Yeah, he was doing his thing, homie. What up, Free Looney? What's up, Rada? What's good with you, man? All right, salute. Yeah, let's answer a couple more questions, and then my wifey just got off of work. I'm gonna go say what's up to wifey because she been at work all day. So this is from Sureños Run, Buny and Crowley. Hey, when I was doing time, I'm gonna be real. Sureños ran a lot of prisons, like, and I'm not. And when I say run, like people don't get it misconstrued, don't get it, confused. When you say run, it doesn't mean that they just have control of every gang because, not, man, there's killers from every car. You're not gonna run the Bloods and Crips and the G's and the GDs and Vice Lords and fools from the Spring. Now, when I say run, they're the ones that for the Mexicanos, they had the most numbers and they probably were getting money on the yard. They had the money, they had bread, but they're not dictating what people do. They're not telling you, oh, this and that. The only ones that I seen them actually dictate was the Northern Familia, was the Norteños. They were tripping. They were hella tripping. Um, Colorado Springs used to be mostly military, and now there's a lot of gangs out there. They just deepest, yeah, they are. They're super deep, bro. Super, super deep. You know. Let's go. Let's go do a couple more questions. And I'm gonna tap out, man. All high salute to everybody. Divided and conquered by the real ops. If you united and went against the real ops, the cops and the feds, y'all won't be unstoppable. To think about that is too, Radas, is that's a true statement. But there's so much, like I was telling this one dude, why are fools banging still and why are fools killing? Because when you're in that lifestyle, bro, and you can't, and it's like no unity, you only think about the bloodshed. You think about your homie getting knocked off. You think about them fools chipping off one of your main family members, and then you have hatred. And you grow up in that shit. That shit don't never stop, bro. You're gonna have that feeling. Like I say this, bro. I'm not, people know my face as that fool Sevlok that was the Crip streeter, dude Seblock, Brick City Gang. They don't even have to see a color on me. Fools just know my eyes. Fools know me. I had enemies. And even if I'm peaceful, people still remember my face. People still, they're like, fuck this fool's peace. So people don't ever forget. But I'm doing enough in my life to actually change up karma, because I, like, when I was active, bro, I didn't get passes to nobody. I was out there tripping. And I was such a active banger, bro. I would trip in fools' neighborhoods. I would slide through trooping and just go see who's over there slipping. And I have a lot of baggage, bro. So nobody forgets that. Gotta tap out. Hey, I appreciate you, my bro. My high salute. It's always good to see you over here, man. What up, Ryder? MOD Entertainment. Hey, go sub up to the homie right here. He has some content, and he's my California Bronco brother. All my Broncos brothers from California. We got some Bronco country from Cali. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. My Bronco country Californians, let's go, man. All high salute to the fam. I grew up with the people that started Santiago. Oh, yeah, that's where it started. Brighton, right? Yep. They got the little gangs out there too, but hey, Santiago's is fire for sure, for sure. The real ops are inner demons. Hey, that's true. That's so true, homie. So true. But I'm gonna tap out. Mile high salute to all you guys. I think I'm gonna start doing that, man. Like, cause I have a lot of questions, and I think I'm just gonna start doing lives where I'm answering questions. Cause there's so many questions I can't write down. And I like to go over old questions and answer them because a lot of people take their time out to ask questions. So let's go, man. Let's go. Hey, what up, Valdez? What's good with it? Mall High salute, bro. It's crazy, bro. My big homies raised me off respect and color banging. But these youngster generation kids are all, hey, you're not lying. You're not lying. And I blame it on this too, man. I blame it on a lot of this, my homie. Once these fools knocked out our projects and our neighborhoods and there was no foundation to the hoods, because when I was growing up, we would always be in the hood around the homies. That's where we learned. We friendly faded with the homies at the functions. Like if you had a problem, we friendly fading with the homies, bro. And that's where we learned. But nowadays, our neighborhoods are tore out the frame and nobody's even in the hoods like that no more where we can actually learn from each other. And so you got all kinds of weirdos, like you said, man. You got OG fools that are smoked out. The youngsters don't want to listen to nobody. But then again, they see the OGs and they're like, bro, I don't want to take no lessons from that dude, bro. He like, look at what he's doing. So it goes both ways. It's a messed up rut. You know what it is? Salute to all the ones that earn their tattoos. Let's go, man. Tattoo gang, let's go, Rada. You know what it is. Hey, a lot of people putting stuff on them that they don't even know what it means. Strikes for real. The quake's still active, and they police station across the street. Ooh. One last story, and I'm gonna tap out. So on the tattoo subject, real life story, man. And I'm not fabricating, no cap. Me and my baby bro coming off of work. Check this out. We're going to get some food from 7-Eleven off of First and Sheridan. If you know where First and Sheridan is, there's a 7-Eleven right there. We pull in the 7-Eleven, and like if you know what gangs are over there. And as soon as we pull in, I see some dude, his baby's mom, the baby's mom, and the kid, right? And I see him blasted down. He has the most disrespectful tattoos, and I know he didn't earn them tattoos. He got shit whacked out, and he didn't think that somebody from that side of town was gonna be over there. My baby bro goes into 7-Eleven. I don't even really get to being aggressive, but I come around. I say, hey, let me check your tattoos, homie. Soon as I said that, this fool did a track star. He started running. Tell me why his baby's mom got left. He left his kid, he left his baby's mom, and he ran all the way down the street and didn't even protect his family, bro. And he had whacked out stuff, homie. He just playing the part, but I'm going to tap out. Mile High Salute. What up, big CEO? What's up with it, Rada? Hope you guys are all blessed. Hey, thank God it's Friday, man. You guys stay blessed, safe. And to the next one, you know the logo, Broncos country. I'm going to get at y'all, man. Mile High Salute.